Hello, dear soul, and welcome to the Light Bears Library. In today's journal entry, I want to talk about protecting innocence, children's innocence, and also our own innocence as adults. I think what triggered this for me is I went to visit my small nephew. He's just about 4, and we were talking about, he was talking, right? And it was all about sort of anger and bad guys, all the bad guys, and fighting with boys against girls at his daycare. And then we went for a walk around the neighborhood. And of course, at this time of year, it's the Halloween decorations are everywhere. So he was pointing out all the ghouls and just all of the creepy things that are going on. And I was reflecting on all of that. And my husband was saying that he read an article recently saying how we should be spending time with children because of their joy and innocence and wonder and curiosity and enthusiasm and joy about the world around them. And I was thinking about this, and it's like towards the end of my time with him, I eventually got him to play hide and seek and chase and tickling. And we had a nice little tussle in the grass. And so we got to that place of childlike laughter and playfulness. But it just made me think about innocence. And when, our neighborhoods are filled with Halloween decorations that are like quite dark and quite creepy and celebrates death, these like really tall skeletons and hands coming out of the graves and the lawns. And it made me think about when I was a kid and in Halloween. It's like, I think Halloween decorations went up, the few days before Halloween. It was like cobwebs and, some spooky music when you went up to the door. There was some ghosts, but it wasn't the intensity of and the darkness that I feel is present just in our neighborhood. And this is why I'm talking about this. I don't have kids, and this is not a judgment on anyone who has kids. Like this is more a cultural commentary about our communities and our culture. It's like I saw Halloween decorations in July, right? So July, August, September, October, that's 4 months of, kids being with their parents in stores and then being in the neighborhood, being exposed to just all of this death-like imagery. And I think, we're supposed to protect like children from things like that, that protect their innocence and, from fear and death and anger and fighting. Like, it kind of made my heart really sad, and it made me wonder what it is that we can do as humans who love children and love our own innocence. That's the thing I was thinking about. Is like, I left hanging out with a 3-year-old feeling fairly dark and negative, like not necessarily from reflecting on that, but just from the topics and the energy that he was carrying. It didn't make me feel lighthearted and joyful. And it's like, so I don't think spending time with little ones like that is good for our mental health. So that says something about how our little ones are not being protected as we maybe were when we were younger. And I think this goes, for sexuality as well. Like I try not to look at the news because it really disturbs me, all that stuff. But I think children are just not as protected from adult subjects and adult things as they maybe used to be. And it kind of breaks my heart. 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 2-year-olds should be not angry and talking about bad guys and fighting. And so anyway, those are my thoughts. And I would love for you to, I know we're probably might be an introvert here, and so commenting is not always what we do like to do, but do give me a thumbs up if you think that there's something to this idea of maybe trying to, as a community, not putting out our Halloween decorations for like weeks before Halloween, but like a few days before, and keeping them like child friendly. And just thinking about it, if you're a parent, I think it's important, because all of that stuff is just seeping into the subconscious of children, and is there, moving into adulthood. And so let me know what your thoughts are on this, and any kind of suggestions about how as a community, as a culture, we can create more protection and more for the children in our lives and in our communities. And please subscribe. I'd love to have you here on the Light Bearers Library. I wish you many, many blessings. XOXO, Kate.